Hello. So I've just been watching the final episode of the season of Loki, maybe the only season of Loki, who knows? I'm completely confused. Now, I thought I would give it a chance. I don't really understand what's going on, and it suddenly strikes me that what I've been watching is a sort of expensive version of Doctor Who. I do urge you to have a look at it because it does keep your interest. In the end, I think by spinning so many plates, rather like a sort of circus performer, you just marvel at the number of plates in the air, and you don't quite know what's going on, and you don't quite know how it's done or what the point of it all is. It is entertaining. Maybe that's the issue, but it strikes me that this idea of sort of confusing the audience is one way, I suppose, to keep our attention. So we're constantly guessing and we're constantly confused, and I'm afraid it has two possibilities. Number one, we keep guessing so much. Number two, we guess so much and we get exhausted and we go to sleep. Oddly, very strange. Unlike the general Marvel films, I didn't have that much difficulty remaining awake. But I am completely confused. Now, this brings me to quite a different subject, and that is what's going on at the moment, and we see it in the COVID crisis, and we see it a lot in sort of international relations and so on. And it seems to me that we are obsessed, we are mesmerized by indecision. We are mesmerized by an idea that putting something off is always the better thing to do. Now, sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not a bad idea to put something off, to think about something. But, there's something better than that, because we have a choice. We can take action, or we can be completely inactive, practically indolent. And if we take action, there's a possibility we're going to get it wrong. But if we take action, and if we get into the habit of taking action, then presumably we will get into the habit of correcting our mistakes as well. We will become people of action as opposed to people of inaction and indecision, people who are constantly worrying and constantly dithering. I think we really only have to look at our present government to see the level of dithering. And while we're dithering, we've got programs like Loki, which seem to celebrate dither or aimlessness. And that's really where these two things seem to me to be combined. Aimlessness, lots of movement without any action, and distraction. Now, I think there's a lot to be said for the throwaway, for the ephemeral, for the pointless, but I think it always requires, to be really good, it requires a decision. And then we take control of that decision. We either regret it or we celebrate it. I think there's nothing wrong with making a bad decision and then changing our mind. And I think we should be advancing that as a way forward, to be prepared to admit that we've made a mistake. Today, in our present world, this is really the thing. We find admitting that we've made a mistake is not good. It destroys careers. Some of the greatest people in history have made monumental errors and also have had monumental successes. We can think, immediately of somebody like Churchill. Compare Churchill's behaviour during the Second World War leading the UK and Churchill's complete disaster in the Dardanelles in the campaign of Gallipoli in the First World War. He was prepared to take action. He was prepared to admit a mistake, and he was prepared to get on and come back. Today, if we look at politics, we've got a group of people who are not prepared to admit a mistake. They hang on. They justify themselves until the last possible minute, and then they're forced to retreat with their tail between their legs. Are these people going to come back? Do we care? We can think of the ex-minister for health. We can think probably, I hope, of the soon-to-be ex-minister for the Home Office. We can probably even think of the soon-to-be ex-minister for education. All these ditherers who simply have got nothing done. We can think of the last Prime Minister who famously got absolutely nothing done. We need so desperately to tighten our belt and move forward to go back to Churchill. KBO. It's not always positive. It's not always perfect. But if we're prepared to admit error, at least we're moving in the right direction. And as for Loki, well, I'm looking forward to season 2, I must say, in some strange, bewitched, mesmeric way. This is arcana. This is esoterica, worthy of worthy of some of the most fantastic stuff by Umberto Eco. It's like trailing around the corridors of the library of In the Name of the Rose, or even better, in Foucault's Pendulum. If you haven't read Foucault's Pendulum, now there's a book that should be transformed into a film. There's something for our age. Umberto Eco, unfortunately, was a little bit before his time. Now is his time. So I urge you, all of you, just go off and read Foucault's Pendulum. Best read I think I've had in 20-odd years. So there we are. This is me signing off. Do by all means subscribe to my channel. There's a button somewhere to press, and there's a bell to ring. It's all very exciting. So do all these things. See you soon. Bye bye.